We have a great deal to get to today, and we begin with Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar, who's now getting up on her high horse and firing back in a big way, and this following President Trump's barrage of incendiary remarks concerning both Somali immigrants as well as the Minnesota congressperson herself. As you well know, Omar has been at the center of a $1 billion welfare fraud scandal, which is plaguing the Somali community in her Minneapolis district, and the president now calling her out for it, directly. At his recent affordability rally in Pennsylvania, 47 mocking Omar, mercilessly ridiculing her name and attire, falsely claiming that she married her own brother, and even accusing her of being here in the U.S. illegally, all before encouraging the crowd to chant repeatedly, "Send her back." Additionally, the president took direct aim at her country of origin, calling Somalia a filthy, crime-riddled hellhole, and doubling down on earlier remarks where he referred to Somalis as garbage who should be kicked out of America. Just a bit over the top there, Chief. Omar is now responding by saying that Trump is so obsessed with her in a weird way that he needs serious help. She also accuses 47 of falling back on a number of bigoted lies in order to obscure the fact that he has no legitimate economic policy, and she goes on to say that he continues to be a national embarrassment to our entire country. Well, bless her confused heart. Billionaire Elon Musk, that guy, is now weighing in on the dispute as well, suggesting that Omar may actually be guilty of treason. Points to a series of controversial remarks the congresswoman made last year, during which she promised to protect the interests of Somalia by working inside the U.S. system. At that time, some lawmakers called for her immediate resignation, saying she violated her oath of office by prioritizing her native country over the people of Minnesota. I'll tell you, this should be brutally alarming to you. If you have any thoughts on it, drop us a comment. We want to know what you're thinking. Now, on the other hand, Senator Bernie Sanders, has a completely different view. He says that when demagogues like Trump are in trouble, they resort to racism and hatred. That this time it's being directed at Omar and the Somali community, and that the entire affair is simply un-American. Well, you're in trouble when Bernie Sanders has to come to your rescue. That's bottom of the barrel stuff. A final thought, and this is the News Roundup Lowdown. Here's how it all pans out. Minneapolis, we feel your pain. The ill one doesn't really believe the President of the United States is obsessed with her, and this is just her way of deflecting attention away from her failure to perform well her duties as a congresswoman representing Minnesota. Here's the bottom line. Her district, Minneapolis and the surrounding area, has a sizable problem with illegal immigrants, and it's reported that some of those individuals have, in fact, criminal records. This has led to ICE operations, arrests, and even deportations. Now, some salt on the wound. Over the past several days, we spent some time briefing you on reports concerning a great deal of financial fraud going down in the ill one's district. She's caught the attention of all Minnesotans, people all over the country as well, even me, and 47 himself. Now, to be fair, President Trump has made some less than flattering remarks about Omar, and perhaps he could ratchet back the rhetoric just a pinch. But here's the real deal. She is an ineffective leader. We all want to know what her involvement is regarding fraud investigations going on in her state and her backyard. And for now, she can either keep beating up on the boss or simply hunker down and do her job. Oh, and a side note, as you know, the ill one, Ilhan Omar, complains from time to time about the wealthy not paying their fair share in taxes. Therefore, for a number of folks who've left us comments here talking about her and her hubby having up to $30 million in their little Wells Fargo checking account, we hope they're going to be paying their fair share. And Producer Dave, I got to ask you, 30 million clams in the bank. Call me wacky, but that sounds mildly peculiar for a government employee.
Well, look, apparently most of that cash comes from the business dealings of her third husband, who happens to be a venture capitalist. And, in my opinion, all venture capitalists are immediately questionable.
Yeah, they got tons and tons of dough, absolutely. She's bad for her district, though. That's the bottom line. She's bad for her district, the state, and in my humble estimation, she's bad for the entire country.